Good morning, kings and queens, gentlemen and ladies. This is Refined Rose, back with another video. If you have infant children and you're with an abuser or narcissistic abuser, you have to be careful with leaving your children with an abuser, because if they're abusing us, they would surely abuse our infants. And infants are probably at a higher risk of being abused, especially if the person you're with is not their parent, not their blood relation, not their blood parent. So that abuse can turn on to our children, and that infant can't speak up and talk for him or herself. If you have elementary school kids, even though that they can talk, they may be too afraid to tell us if our abuser has turned to them and started abusing them. Any kid, any adult kid, any kid with disabilities, we have to worry about those people. So we have to be careful once we figure out that someone is a verbal abuser, emotional abuser, psychological abuser, and especially a physical abuser, and hurt our infant child, shake our infant child, throw our infant child down to the ground, and we will have no clue what's wrong with that child, and that child is constantly crying. So when we allow an abuser to stay in our lives and not get rid of them, we need to have concern for our infant child, our underage kids, our kids with disabilities, our aging parents, or anybody in their household, because they're at risk, just like we're at risk every single day with that person. And we keep that infant child, those school-age children, those children with disabilities, our aging parents, we keep them in harm's way. Every day we decide to stay with that abuser, we're keeping everybody at risk. And those pets too. If you notice your pets are afraid of your abuser, your pet doesn't normally squinch or flinch when you reach down to pet it, or squinch, and your pet is doing that all of a sudden, that abuse has already probably turned to your pet now. So if we're gonna stay, we just need to realize everybody else has to stay too. And we may be putting everybody else in danger, just like we're putting ourselves in danger each day that we stay. I say we shouldn't endanger ourselves. We shouldn't endanger our infant babies. We shouldn't endanger our school-age kids. We shouldn't endanger our kids with disabilities. And we surely shouldn't endanger our parents if our parents are living there, because they don't deserve that. And we don't deserve it either. So we have to not just think about ourselves, how we're going to hurt if we lose that abuser. We need to think how our infant children are going to hurt, how our children with disabilities are going to hurt, how our kids that are scared to speak up for themselves are going to hurt, and how our aging parents will hurt if we don't speak up. And we want everybody to get out of this thing alive, so we have to be careful. So let's not stay too long. Let's get ourselves out alive. Let's get our infants out alive. Let's get our children out alive. Let's get our pets out alive. Be careful, because these abusers, they're not playing with us. They're not playing with our families. They're not playing with our pets. So we really have to think about this when we're in an abusive, toxic, or narcissistic relationship, especially if that person is not willing to change and they're happy with the way that their character is. Some people get off on that sadistic behavior or torturing others, and they're not happy unless they have someone to torture. That's all I have for this morning. You all stay great, be great all day, every day. Refined Rose out. Bye for now.